Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to e-rev.tv, the electronic revolution, bringing you some StarCraft 2 tonight. My name is Laser, and always casting with me is Trey. Trey, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're doing this in place of a CEVO match that was posted at the same time for today. The match didn't go on, so they were nice enough to give us their two better players, and they're going to put on a ZVP best of 3 show match for us.
Okay, we were supposed to be bringing, like you said, VT versus EP. Unfortunately, I think it was EP was missing one man, right?
Yeah, EP. They said they were having a little bit of internal drama that they're working out right now, but he said he assured me that it's going to happen a lot less in the future, and their roster is pretty strong. They got good players, so it would suck to see another team go under. Which I'm sure now that Llama says he's stepping in, he's going to take control of it and make some stuff happen. So hopefully that'll be good.
Okay, so anyone who was wondering about the CEVO Pro VT versus EP, unfortunately EP did forfeit to VT, so VT has a victory this week, which I believe is the last week before playoffs. But EP was nice enough, after talking with them, they knew we were trying to set up a cast and all that, so they were nice enough. They're going to play a little in-house show match, best of 3 between Wrecker and Buttery Llama, which is an awesome name, which is going to be a PVZ starting on Zelnaga, and they said that they're not going to hold back, they're not going to be friendly about it, because they're in a clan, they're going to put their best foot forward and really bring us some entertaining play.
Yep, and for those of you watching, the Clan EP channel is actually one of the more active channels I've been in, with really good players always looking for 1v1 games there.
Alright, let's get some spawn positions out of the way. Spawning in the bottom left corner is our purple Zerg, by the way, best color you can choose, Buttery Llama, and spawning in the top right corner is our green Protoss, the Wrecker.
I didn't know Llama played on EP, but I have seen his name on the ladder because someone I know is in his division, and I checked it and I made note. I was like, that's a super sweet name.
Well, we got to see what kind of openings we have. Zelnaga Caverns, I mean, you can kind of get away with 14 hatch, but I'd go for safer 14 pool, maybe 16 hatch or 18 hatch, something like that. 9 pylon for our Protoss player, pretty standard stuff. It's up by the ramp, so we're going to see block. We're going to see the one square choke, obviously, to stop from any speedling or zergling harassment.
Yep, probably sending that Overlord to that middle patch right there. That's usually where the first one goes. And another note, EP's weekly Platinum tournament is going on at the same time right now. So for those of you newer players, if you're always complaining about it's always Diamond Masters, EP's got a tournament going on weekly that you can play. He surrounds that probe and murders it.
First blood.
First blood for Llama.
Gateway going down, gonna put the choke, starting that choke area off, so the next one will probably be a Cybernetic score, unless he sees something cheesy like a 6-bull where he dropped the forge, but obviously we can see that's not happening. And we're gonna have a 15 hatchery from the Zerg player, which is good opening. And then back to that Platinum tournament you're saying, if you guys are in the Platinum League and you thinking to yourself, well, I'm low Platinum, I probably wouldn't win the tournament, stuff like that, don't go into it with that mindset. You guys should sign up anyway and just play. It helps you get better. You're going to see other strategies out there, you're going to see what other Platinum players are doing, and it's just going to build up your skill, and eventually you're going to move up in the ranks. Oh, we got some drones coming off the line for that probe. Not this time. That probe doubles back.
This is fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Not today, Llama. Not twice.
So again, extracted down before the spawning pool, which is a good indication of speedling play. So what he'll probably do is get 100 gas, and then he'll take 2 of the workers off the extractor and just have 1 worker getting gas, and he'll be upgrading speed for speedlings. And Protoss players dropping the Cybernetic score to finish the choke.
As a Protoss player, what is your least favorite thing to see a Zerg doing against you?
I think my least favorite thing is when you go with a very heavy Zergling opening, which forces me to have a lot of Zealots to really contend with the Speedlings early. And then, if I try to do any type of pushing and not play heavy defensively, and then a switch into mutas, because I really don't have the capability to deal with such air. You know what I mean? After having to make so many Zealots deal with such ground units, that's a real pain. Or just really, really heavy roach, like 2 base, 2 queens, or even a 3rd hatch, like a macro hatch, and just tons and tons of roaches. it's really difficult. At least for me, that's something I have problems with. But I mean, other Protoss players maybe not so much.
Okay. So Llama does kind of go up that ramp and scout. He sees the cybernetic score, so he knows it's probably not going to be any kind of rush type of build. The Stargate going up, though, that's a interesting choice.
Your probes are under attack.
The Stargate's really nice because if he doesn't have enough queens, you pretty much can win the game with like 2 Void Rays. You know, you push out with
Yeah.
a few Zealots, like a few gateway units, and then what you do is you just go down to the natural, and you just focus out the queens. You know, you focus your gateway units on the queens, and as long as you get the queens down, then he has no AA because without a lair, you know, for Hydralisk or Mutas or Sport Crawlers or anything like that,
Yeah.
there's nothing. The Void Rays have free reign for the rest of the match.
Lair's going up, though, and he's got 2 queens, and I don't think he's going to be able to get down there. So he's getting a Phoenix, though. So it's probably maybe just a scout or maybe harassment of overlords that are around the map. That can all be really good. Do you think he's going to go for a big push and try and win, or do you think he's going to expand? Actually, looks like he's right now.
I think what he's doing with this one Phoenix, since this rally to the back of the base, is he's just going to go around scouting for overlords. That's pretty much what he's going to do. Just use that for overlord harassment. I mean,
Yeah.
he might get up to 3 or 4, because at that point, then you can start like lifting and picking queens off. But after that, I mean, more Phoenixes than 3 or 4, you're really like committing yourself to
Yep.
Phoenix play, and you're almost over committing to that type of play.
And we casted a game
Speedlings,
earlier,
though.
ZVP, where a guy invested a lot in his Phoenixes, and it felt like he was winning the entire game, but he didn't invest anything else. He had a very small ground army, and even though it seemed like he was always on the aggressive, always putting pressure on him, he wound up losing because he invested too much in that harassment type of play, and you got to have a backbone to your army as well.
I think that was EG Axelav versus a Stoji in SIVA.
Yep.
See, this is exactly what I hate right here when the Zerg just has like a lot of speedlings. Well, I mean that's not a lot, but you feel like okay, well he's got Zerglings, and he's gonna have the ability to have a lot. And Stalkers are like not really a good counter to that. You got to have the speedlings and the sentries. Good force fields, by the way. He cuts 4 off.
Takes it. Nexus down. It's pretty big.
I don't think did he cancel it. He had a lot of money. He might have got the cancel off at the last second.
Okay.
But like you're in this situation where you feel like, okay, I'm gonna need a lot of Zealots, a lot of sentries, stuff like that, and then all of a sudden you just see like either a ton of roaches or you're gonna see like Mutalisks in the air, and you're just like, like you really, at that point you're so far behind. I just feel like leaving most of the time when I'm in that position. See Queen lifted at the natural with 4 Phoenix.
And for those Protoss players out there, 4 is the magic number to one-shot a Queen, 4 Phoenixes.
I'm surprised he's lifting these drones off. I would just start sniping overlords before these spore crawlers come up, and then go grab the queen in the main before he wastes all his energy on drones.
Yeah, like we said, though, I don't think he's really trying to win here. I think he's just kind of putting pressure on him, doing a little bit as he's llamas into those roaches up to the base, though. That could be hard to deal with. 4 sentries, 2 stalkers, 2 zealots. I don't see him holding off with just that.
Not at all. Even with good force field placement. He
That was
did
good
grab
force
2
field.
roaches, but it's not going to be enough.
Didn't lose a roach yet as he falls back. Now the Phoenixes are here.
The Phoenixes can pick the roaches up and shoot them out too, which isn't bad play, but I mean, at this point, it's the best thing he can do because there's so many spore crawlers covering the main and the natural. He's not going to be able to really do any more of that Phoenix harassment on drones or queen.
Yeah.
At this point, what I would do, I mean, this is just a personal thing I would do if I had 4 Phoenixes. I'd put 1 Phoenix like patrolling 2 expansions. You know, like expansions you wouldn't normally see. Oh, maybe he'll see these drones and go into that expansion. But otherwise, I just fly around and pick overlords off and keep the food cat down.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. He bypassed that first one right by his base. I'm not sure if he saw it or not. And also the standard one that's always in the middle, he's left as well, which you can almost be guaranteed that that one's always going to be there. Takes another queen down. Good kill. Just patrolling around. He still hasn't seen that 3rd base left expansion though, so he may think that he's at even bases with the Zerg right now when he's actually not.
Having the Zerg 1 base ahead isn't such a big deal. It's once they get 2 that you're in a real like heap of trouble.
Yeah. See, but if you're tailoring your plan thinking, hey, we're even right now on bases, I can do this, and win, that's going to be bad for him. Looks like he's starting to push out with a couple stalkers and sentries here. One observer with him.
He's almost got +1 weapons almost done. Here comes an Immortal, which are great for dealing with roaches.
He's starting to break down those rocks. That might be his third base, which I see a lot of Terrans do a third base there and go Planetary Fortress, kind of be a little bit aggressive and push up on him. I really don't see a whole lot of Protoss get that third base on the gold. You usually see him take that safer one on the left.
These Phoenixes are definitely going to see that base now because, oh wait, they go back for the Overlord. I hope he continues going left because he went to the right base, which is an awkward position to go to anyway. So he's obviously using the Phoenixes for exactly what I said. He's going to see that Hydra,
Yep.
and he's going to see that base. So now he knows it's 3-2.
Yeah, good spot by Wrecker here.
Gets the Queen.
He's gonna get another Queen most likely. Yep. The Queen's going down. Another Queen runs away. That's gotta be annoying, rebuilding those Queens. I feel like it takes forever to build Queens when they get killed.
You lose so much larva production too, which is another big problem.
He's spreading the creep along.
This is a bad spot for our Protoss player. He's gonna have a lot coming in behind him, and good force fields, but still, he's in a bad position. He's blocked off. He's gonna have to run up towards the shrubbery and out the backside.
Sorry. Best case scenario there is to get that hatchery, which it looks like he's going to, but he is gonna lose a lot of units here.
He's gonna have to force field this back area. Oh, he only gets one. Oh, he gets it. Okay, now he can get away.
Not bad. Not bad. So he had that planned out the whole time. That was what he was hoping for. That's what he got. He didn't lose too many units. Got a hatchery. Going back to his base to defend now because he knows those units are on the way. As he starts to break down those destructible rocks.
But he doesn't notice. He's still shooting the rocks.
So he's not getting targeted.
He's still shooting the rocks. Oh gosh. Loses an Immortal. That's pretty huge, especially when you're dealing with roaches.
Yeah. This is a good composition for a llama here. I feel like his roaches are a little bit out of place for that engagement, but still a good composition. And he's able to take down almost every one of those units. As he begins to take down these Phoenixes, he might... Nope, I don't think he's going to get them.
Good play at the Phoenixes, though. They're lifting the Hydras so that they can't be sniped down. The roaches can't do anything to him. Here comes 4 more Hydras. Hopefully, he pulls those back. Yeah, he does.
Production right now, starting to build Colossus to deal with those Hydras, as well as getting Thermal Lance and upgrading Shields level 1. He's already got ground armor.
Colossus are really good with dealing with the Hydras, is obvious, but they are a great way to deal with roaches as well. You just need a good, like, meaty front, like, good Zealot Sentry, you know, so, like, just good gateway units in front, and obviously the upgrade. You definitely need Thermal Lance upgrade. He's going to lose a Phoenix to that Hydra. Oh, no, gets away. No. Champion Phoenix, 10 life.
Last sec.
Thermal Lance halfway, first Colossus coming out now. We got a Void Ray coming out. I don't know about the Void Ray. Void Ray to me is a little... I don't know. I'd spend more money on Colossus at this point. But then
he
again,
might be thinking of harassment again. He's pushing on his gold base. He cancels it. Cancels the Assimilator, but he's going to lose those 2 pylons. And that probe.
Colossus is out. Thermal Lance is only about 60, maybe 80% done. 110 at, or 110 out of 140. I'm not going to start doing percentages on the fly right now. So, we're just going to guess. And if you guys don't like it, well, tough luck.
It's about done.
He's going to force him in the sandwich. In the sandwich, Zerg's Protoss sandwich between 2 Zerg slices. Corruptors shooting at the Colossus, but they're getting shot by the Phoenix. He's got to save that Colossus. This isn't going to be good. This might be a good game.
Yep, we could see a good game here shortly.
Wrecker's getting wrecked so hard he had to slow the game down. He's watching himself lose in slow-mo. Yeah, that's it.
That Phoenix. Well, he's
Void Ray's coming. Immortals
decently well.
ZZ.
More Corruptors, though.
That's it, guys. You heard it first. The new GG is now ZZ. Zai.
Alright, the next match will be, map will be picked by Rec. So Just waiting on his choice here for the next game.
As a Protoss player against Zerg, we're gonna see Steps of War. I mean, that's what's gonna come up. It's gonna be lame. I know it's like Zerg don't like that map, and it's really good for Protoss. I personally don't like choosing it in PvZ. I'd rather play like Jungle Basin.
Choosing Metalopolis, actually.
What? Blew my mind. Alright, I'm never making a prediction while casting ever again because I think together with me and you combined we might be like 3 for 1,000. Because no one ever does the norm on these casts. Whoops, sorry about that.
Well, that's that's the reason why you make predictions is to look like a retard. And it never fails.
Trying to join your game, it will not let me. What is going on?
You're in.
Am I? I'm in, but I can't see the I can't see the lobby. It gave me a StarCraft party disband warning at the same time, so I'm just gonna log out and log back in really quick. And slow down the cast for everyone at Team Liquid and e-rev that's watching and be that guy.
No, it's cool. It's cool. We like watching lobby screens. It's alright.
That's where it's at. I hit it again. Look at this. What is going on? StarCraft is hating on Laser today.
It sucks because you weren't able to sleep into 11 today. I think
know.
that's
What's
what
with
happened. You're off your game a little bit.
What's with these early 6:30, 7 o'clock casts? I don't wake up till at least the crack of 9:30 p.m.
Don't they know? Don't they know we sleep until late afternoon?
Alright, I made it. I made it into the lobby. We can start game 2. Wrecker is on... Okay, he's on Protoss now.
Here we go, game 2, best of 3. Eternal Plague in-house match between Buttery Llama and the Wrecker.
Yep. Buttery Llama is up 1-0 on the last map, Zelnaga Caverns. So Wrecker needs to win next 2 if he wants to take the series. And he needs to pro brush and lose if he wants to just go out and party right now.
If he likes to party. A little bit of info while we're waiting on the loading for EP. Their website is going to be clanep.org.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Get them some publicity. While we have this awesome APM Harvester battle of micro intenseness. Oh my God! Look at these drones and probes being made. Let me fill in some e-rev publicity or some advertisement. Why don't you guys check us out at www.e-rev.tv. On the side of the front page on the right hand side, you guys can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. There's usually posts on there whenever there's going to be new matches, stuff like that, if you want to get fast information on upcoming casts, because the gaming community likes to do stuff on the fly. We talk to tons of managers throughout all the games we cast, which include Heroes of New Earth, StarCraft 2, Call of Duty, League of Legends, Left 4 Dead, Counter-Strike Source, the list goes on. And we talk to all the managers, and they tell us they'll get back to us, and usually what happens is when they get back to us, they say, hey, we're starting in 5 minutes. You got everyone ready? And little do they know, everyone at e-rev sits at their computer waiting for them. So we're always ready. The problem is we don't know if the community's ready to watch. So you guys can check that out. Also, if you live in the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania area, there's a LAN coming around in May called the GXL, not to be confused with the GSL. You can check that out at thegxl.com, thegxl.com, and look up any type of things you want to know about that. Hopefully we'll see you there. e-rev will be there casting live. And I think that's about it. So let's get back into the match. We have a spawning pool going down for the Zerg player. No hatch, but no gas, so we're not going to see any speedling play. And pretty standard opening again from the Protoss. Pylon by the front ramp with a gateway is going to cause the 1-square choke. That's about it. And we got 6 Zerglings! Gosh, I hope we see this. I hope this 6 Zergling destruction.
I think we're going to see some very, very early aggression, and they're off. They're sprinting away. See that first probe, and they say screw them. Leaves one. I
feel like I'm the only one who loses to this on the ladder. So, as much As much as I like Wrecker for playing Protoss, I so want to see you get owned by this, so I don't feel so terrible about
so you feel
myself.
better about yourself.
Pretty much. They're gonna get up there
Hey, they're
before the
coming
Zealot
in.
comes out. The probes are coming. They're in. Oh no! Oh no!
And he's able to sneak through. Still though,
3 probes and a Zealot though. Wreck 4 Zerglings.
yeah,
So
most definitely. Good
Good
micro
early
there,
micro.
pulling off the injured probes. He's just chasing those 5 down. He's got a couple more. He expands.
Oh, loses his
Obviously
Zerg.
not trying to win with this, but down
Really?
to 3.
I would try to win with 3 Zerglings, but then again, that's why I'm not in Masters League yet.
Double gas too. He's gonna see that. Probably going for another tech build like he did earlier.
Well, with the bases being at close air positions for Metalocalypse, you definitely see some Stargate play. You're definitely going to see Void Rays, stuff like that. Phoenix is a lot of air harassment. Maybe even just to be classy, I mean, maybe we'll see a robotics bay with a the dropship for Protoss, Warp Prism.
Warp
For a
Prism?
second, I had to remember
They
what it
call
was
them
called.
these days?
I never even. I've used those like twice. I've used more motherships in my StarCraft 2 career than Warp Prism.
Again, that might be the difference between Masters League for you at this point. But if you
Dude,
saw
don't
those last 2 Zerglings, actually, he sent wide around his map, looking for proxy stuff. So he's probably thinking something weird's going on, but
Side note,
nothing out of the ordinary.
Don't hate on the mothership. I've won plenty of games versus Terran with the mothership. Nothing
Mothership's an
like
awesome
mass
unit.
recalling your army into a Terran base and just sniping everything down really quick. Yeah. By the way,
Motherships are an awesome unit.
the great play with the mothership, by the way, and I actually had to learn this by reading up mothership strategies, because what I used to do was make a really, really big army, sneak the mothership in, recall my army into the base, you know what I mean, with the mothership, and just go crazy and piss people off when they leave. Turns out, better way to do it, blink Stalker up a ledge into your opponent's base, pick off what you need to, and then mass recall your Stalkers back to your base and don't get any losses.
Good strategy.
So,
And I'm sure
I
you've all
mean-
heard or seen the mothership toilet strategy, where you either in 2v2 you can do it with Banelings, or as Protoss you get a bunch of Archons, and you put all the enemy's army in there, and then you jump all your Archons in there, and right when the vortex is over, it's instant murder of the opponent's army. It's ridiculous.
I love that. Seriously, I think I've heard you can do it with 5 Archons, but I've never tried like the exact number. But yeah, basically you can take out a 200 food army if they all decide to funnel in there, and you just put your Archons in there. That stuff is
5
so
gates
fun.
now as Wrecker takes his first expansion. Llama's moving into his third. And
Twilight Council. And Hallucination? Is that... What? What? Hallucination.
No, that was a mistype. I had another
Oh, okay.
manager message me.
Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, anyone who's watching the stream now, we have another match coming up at, I believe, 10 o'clock Eastern, which is going to be RS. RS is going to be playing in their SIVO match. Who are they playing against? Insanity?
Insanity with a 1.
Okay. With a... Oh
Insanity.
man, with a 1. That's like putting a Z on it. That's so cool.
He's getting roach speed now. 10 more drones being built. He's not really worried about any kind of attack coming because he sees his composition. He sees the zealots, and it's mostly sentries, which, again, for anyone newer watching, a sentry-heavy army is going to be, oh wow, hallucination. Made cheaper in this
Phoenix
last
just for
patch.
scouting. Yeah, this is just to scout and get intel. It's really good against playing against Zerg. He's gonna know it's
Oh, yeah.
obviously hallucination when he doesn't see any damage on his overlords. But side note, we have Blink being researched for stalkers, even though there are 0 stalkers out. Is he gonna get to see that third base? He sees it. Oh, he's got all sorts of intel. But again, I completely hate this opening for Protoss. I hate Sentry openings into Expand. I would so rather
Yeah.
Forge fast Expand, because at least if you have a Forge and you have some cannons up, those cannons will do damage to roaches, whereas Sentries will do nothing but act like energy pinatas. I swear, when a roach kills a Sentry with full energy, just like confetti should explode all over the screen, because they do absolutely nothing.
Most most definitely. We've seen a lot of that. Roach is almost the hardest counter, I think, to a Sentry heavy army. I've seen an all Roach EG in control lose to that twice in a row. One of the matches we casted to an all Roach army, and just really just steamroll through basically everything.
Almost every PVZ. Oh look, Blink up the ramp, up the side with the hallucinated Phoenix. Great
There
play.
we go, sniping stuff up.
Queen.
He's gonna get the queen, but that's probably he's probably gonna have
he
to run.
didn't get it.
Oh, nice. Transfuse.
Blink micro.
Queen. No.
Oh no, 3
Transfuse
queens
on the
doing heal.
roaches. Excellent.
Healing like
Excellent
crazy.
on both sides as he's forced to
Oh
run.
man. He doesn't have Blink up, he's not gonna get down. Oh, and he loses another one. Shoot the queen! Shoot the queen with that hero stock!
Oh, one shot. One shot's all you need. Good exchange there. I like seeing that pretty micro intensive from both of them.
That was a great play by the Protoss, blinking up there, then using Blink Micro, but just he really lost a lot. You know, he didn't get the queen. It had one hit. He didn't get a lot of the roaches. I mean, a lot of the roaches are at low health. Just so many heals. He brought all the queens because there's so much creep. He's literally got creep everywhere in this corner of the map, which is great. The speed and the vision is awesome.
Here he is. He's walking around though, just kind of sharking around. Also, I like Llama's positioning of those units right when he had the queens behind the roaches, so obviously they're taking most of the damage, and he was able to not lose a single queen and used all 3 of them to transfuse those roaches and keeping them alive a lot longer than they would.
I really didn't want to cut you off because I've been doing that a lot during the cast lately to get something that I feel is important but really maybe isn't that important. But if you look at the top map, you'll see that there's creep on the ground where the expansion could go. Llama had a Overlord there spitting creep on the ground so that our Protoss player record could not expand there. And even though the Overlord is dead, he has to wait for all this creep to just basically disappear, clear off the ground before he can drop that Nexus. So it delays the 3rd expansion for the Protoss player.
Ooh, he's going to catch those spine crawlers, but he does run him back a little bit further back.
These Zerg siege tanks. Oh, good force field.
Ropes him off, able to get one roach, 2.
Spine crawlers definitely back up at this point. Look at these! Look at those force fields. It almost looks like a game of tower defense at that point.
Yeah, just connecting the dots pretty much with the force fields from one building to the next as he's able to focus down this Zerg army. Pretty decent position right now. Pretty good trade.
25 roaches coming out, by the way. Jeez, he has so many. Yep. Greater Spire, by the way. We might see some Broodlords. Just finished. Greater Spire just finished. And we're gonna get some Parasite.
Out with that fungal growth. Able to take down all those units.
Yeah, nice. Sorry, I called it Parasite, but fungal growth, yeah. Really good play. And then I'm waiting to see the Broodlords. I want to know where the Broodlord's at.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you can build out of the Greater Spire. So if we didn't see those, I'd be surprised. With 4 bases, he's gonna also be able to afford it. He's got the gas at each one, which is what the most important thing at Zerg expansions is to have 2 gases at each one. You don't necessarily need all the minerals in the world, but the gases are very important.
Especially in the later game, once you get past like the Roach unit and you're going Hydralisk, you're going Mutalisk, you're going Broodlords, you're going Ultralisk, you need the gas. It's all about the gas at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, the cheapest unit past that costs 50 gas.
By the way, we have +1 weapons for Protoss, +1 armor, we have charge going down, Blink's already done, we have +1 Zerg air. We have a lot of Corruptors being made. He's making 3 more. I think he did just finish making 3, so that's going to be 6. We might have like a little fleet of Broodlords at this point.
Yeah. Llama's also, the Corruptors is not a bad move either way. He's kind of probably anticipating Colossus, which aren't being built, but he's going to be able to morph those into Broodlords if he doesn't see any. Because there's engagement going on in his 4th base right now, and he's just forced out.
Oh, no, he's gonna fight it. That's a bad choice.
Getting those units. And he's gonna lose that last zealot. Good use of fungal growth. I don't feel like enough Zergs use fungal growth. Or infestors in general.
It is great play. Infestors are good. The situation, like a lot of Zergs wait for certain situations, like maybe like mass air units, and they can grab them with the fungal growth, or you know, like a lot of just infantry from Terran and stuff like that. But at the same time, you can use You can use the fungal growth on anything if you play it right. Like if you have a big army and you know they're gonna have to pull back, just start using the fungal growth like correct.
Fungal growth is an excellent crowd control, and it's basically a storm that you can't run from.
Okay, I'm getting
Ooh,
word that
his
we might be
spotting
having a
stalker.
little bit of lag on our stream, and if it is, we do apologize. Just stick with us on that. Plus two weapons going up for the Protoss players. Really going to need these upgrades for the Stalkers to deal with these Roaches.
There's your first group of Broodlords you see moving up. I think we're going to see a big kind of sweeping attack starting at his furthest out natural base and making his way all the way into the main if we get that far. This is a pretty strong army. He's got upgrades, attack upgrades on each one of his units, and he's just creeping forward. And the Wrecker's going to see this coming, and I don't think he's going to be able to deal with it.
He might be able to, I mean, if he gets a lot more Stalkers at this point, but Broodlords are the type of unit where you're in and you're not going anywhere because they're just so slow. You're staying in. Once you commit to having Broodlords in the fight, you're not going anywhere. You know? Here it comes.
Yeah, and
He's really gonna have to do this right.
They absolutely.
Oh, the Stalkers
Yeah.
are just shooting all the Broodlings. He's gonna have to micro, otherwise
Engagement on
you
the
can't
ramp.
just.
They're big fungal growth, hitting almost every one of his units.
Yeah, he has to select units at this point because if you don't, the Stalkers, the Immortals, everything, they just want to aim at Broodlings because they're right in front of their face and they're hitting that unit. And that's basically what happened for the first like 10 seconds of that encounter. Every Stalker was just shooting at Broodlings, and the Roaches were just standing there laughing, going, ha 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 ha.
Definitely, they force you to micro. Like you don't have a choice. You can't just attack move towards them. And there's a good game.
That was a good game. And
Broodlords are an excellent unit, and they for TVZ they completely take out tanks from the game. Your tanks basically turn into big expensive marauders at that point, and you're just not able to use them.
what was quite unfortunate was they got that pylon on the forge when level 2 weapons was at like 98%.
I don't think that
Powered it
upgrade.
down. Yeah, the upgrade wouldn't have changed the outcome of the battle. Just stuff like that, though. You're like, damn. I've seen a PVT where a Protoss was able to pick off a tech lab on a starport where the cloak was at like literally a second from done, and he picked it off and he had to research it all over again.
That always sucks. Also, the upgrades when you lift, if you lift the base off or lift any kind of building off, the upgrade is instantly canceled, and you don't get it back.
Well, that does it for us, I think, right now for this cast. That was a nice little show match for EP, you know, bringing it to us considering the SIVO match was unfortunately ended in a forfeit. But, I mean, do tune in later on tonight. We have another cast in 2 hours. That's going to be SIVO RS, or SIVO Professional RS versus Insanity. So please do come back for that. Anything to say before we go to break? For our 2-hour break?
Just a little another shout out, clanep.org. Look at their weekly platinum tournaments, and yeah, thank you to them for bringing us a show match.
So yep, I want to thank everyone at e-rev for tuning in, TeamLiquid.net, Team Liquid IRC, Team Liquid StarCraft 2 channel, Team Liquid House, Team Liquid everything. Yeah, then again, go to the e-rev website, www.e-rev.tv. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, check everything out. I know we have some other casts tonight, also on top of our StarCraft 2 cast. I think it was a. Well, actually, I'm gonna go check before I fib. It's a Left 4 Dead cast. That's what we have tonight. So we have a Left 4 Dead cast at 10 o'clock, alongside with our StarCraft 2 cast. So I think that's it, guys. See you guys in 2.5 hours. Thanks, Trey, for casting with me. And I'm Laser. I'm out. See you guys.